Hey guys, welcome back. Jared at 3Cs. Today, we're going to show you some seat heights of the new 2025 dirt bikes. So, cool thing is we just lowered these two RX Pros. One's a 200, one's a 300. So part two of this video is us actually lowering that bike. So if you are here for the technical side of it, how did we lower the bike? Go ahead and skip to that. This is just going to be a really quick, I've got a lot of bikes lined up right here. I just want to go down through and show you guys some seat heights. So right here, this is a 2025. I'm going to give it 3 pushes right above the pegs. So 1, 2, 3. This one comes in, again, 2025 300 race, 37.5 inches. Now, keep in mind, none of these bikes are ridden. If you ride a new bike, they do settle. So 37.5, 300 race. This is a 300 X-Pro. We lowered this 2 inches. I can actually lower this quite a bit more here. This is considerably different. A couple good pushes right above the seat, and right above the foot pegs. 34.5, easily, that's it. Only 34.5, stock seat, everything is stock. 2-inch lower kit on this 300 X-Pro. Now we are back at a 200 X-Pro, his and hers. They're both leaving Friday. Let's go down like this. Pull that straight up and down. This one, a little bit less, at 34. I'm gonna go 34 on this one. So that's funny, the 200, I put the correct springs in there for their weight. She obviously weighs a little bit less than him, but half an inch, so 34 inches, that's pretty cool. This is a stock RX Pro. Now keep in mind, this is the 4-stroke. This is a 430, by far my favorite bike currently. If you're wondering, I ordered one for myself, it's on its way here. So we're gonna be doing some videos on these bikes. Let's see here. Let me get this on the other side of the foot peg real quick. 37, right on the money. 37 for the X Pro, which is a half an inch shorter than the race edition. Brand new 2025 Beta 250 cross trainer. And I have a 300 over here, but they're the same bike. So, ooh, that suspension's way softer than the X Pro there. Let's see. Tape measure tells me 36.5. So 36.5 inches on a cross trainer. I pushed up a 2024 RR model. This one happens to be a 125. We've got some 200s and 250s in there as well, but they're all the same. Well, the 125s and 200s would be 36.5. So if you are looking at a 125 RR, 36.5. And then last bike, Braxton, come on down here. This is a 2-inch lowered race edition 125. Just happens to be a 2021. It's got like 15 miles on it. Bike is still new. Ooh, she is stiff. Let's look and see. We are 34, exactly 34 inches. This one's really lowered up here too. This one's really sucked down in the bars. So there you guys go. That was really quick. Just some basic seat heights on the new bikes. Let's jump into the technical stuff. Thank you. Check this out. We got a lot of stuff going on. We've got a new 430 getting lowered, and then these are both getting lowered 2 inches. We just lowered the front end of this 300, and we're going to show you guys the process on this 200. So come on in, Chris. I think the first thing we're going to do is just show you guys how to get the fork off the bike. So all we need to do this job is this right-hand fork. It's got the spring in it. And to do it, we're going to take this 24 mil nut off of here. This is our axle nut. Remove that. Then we have the 4 10mm pinch bolts, and then we can slide the axle out. And then up here, we have our clamp bolts on the triple clamp. So we just have 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. We just have to loosen those. Those don't have to fully come out. We can loosen them and then twist the fork tube down and out. So we'll get it out, but let's show you what's on the table. So come over here. So this is going to be the directions from Beta. And if we need to zoom this out, make things a little bit easier. Okay. So there's the instructions from Beta on how to do this. It's right on the Beta website. They do want us to use 5-weight fork oil. So that's what we'll put back in there. Come on over here this way a little bit. So we got a pan to drain the oil. We're gonna drain the old oil into this container here. I always use the fork grease. So when we're putting the top cap back on, I can apply grease around those O-rings. Anytime there's an O-ring, we wanna make sure we grease it good. We have the new lowered spring. So the spring is cut accordingly You know, Beta does all this in-house, or I don't know where they get the springs from, but it's shorter than the stock springs are. And when you buy the spring, you get this new lower bushing. I can't remember the technical term for it because I just did the first one ever a couple minutes ago. The upper steel spring seat. That's what this is, upper steel spring seat. So if you guys get a spring, make sure it is taped to the end of the one you're buying. This is the remainder of the lowering kit that we purchased. So this part number was AB-41128. Now, I don't do the shock stuff here. I'm not a shock guy. A local guy, TK Shocks, he does all of our stuff. Thank you, Travis. Shocks are actually on their way back here right now. So we're not going to show you the shock portion in this video, but this and this are literally all we're adding along with the spring. All three of these pieces are what we're going to put inside those forks. And let's show you just some really basic tools. This is really simple. So we got our top cap wrench. Now I've been using this thing forever. We have a 19mm open end wrench. We just need the open end part of it. And then I have an assortment, and we're going to show you, of pick tools that we're going to use. Got really lucky on the first one. It came out really easy. And then just a regular head screwdriver. So that's it. There's really no tools. It's a couple of pick tools, a 19, a flathead, cap tool. So let's get that pulled off and I'll bring it over to the bench. Okay, got the fork off the bike, and first thing I'm going to do is take our top cap tool. Come on, Steph, can you kind of show some of this in detail? Just going to put our wrench on there, and it's just like you can back up now just a little bit, and it's just your hand pressure should be enough. Like, so when you're putting this back on, usually two of us are grabbing it and we just twist it. You don't have to have, there's no torque setting. You can just get it nice and tight. So one hand is actually holding this to get it loose. And all we're going to do now is trying to pick it up too soon. I'm going to kind of spin it down just a little bit so the threads are not grabbing. And at this point, I'm just going to dump all of this fluid into our catch tank, so we can kind of come in for a second. And then we probably won't show this whole thing because this will be like, I usually wait like a minute or so. I kind of let it all come out. So this will pause here. Okay, that's pretty much everything in there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you this next part is going to be the most stressful part of this job. It actually went really well with it for us. Beta in their direction says, remove the C-clip, and I stared at this for about 20 minutes earlier because Beta does not have a shop manual yet for this new fork. I emailed them, Bryce, they're great at Beta, but he says it's going to be a couple of weeks. He's trying to keep up with stuff. So if we look down in here, you do not see, zoom right in with it. Yeah, nice, there we go. So what we're looking for is there is a C-clip in between this inner spacer and the lower cartridge. So what we're going to do to show this, I'm going to push. We're not going to try to take it out. Yeah, stay in close because we need to show all this. I'm pushing down, and I'm going to push this middle spacer in now. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to push down, and I'm going to push down on that. Okay, so with that going down, you can now see there's the C-clip exposed in here on this outer ring. And if I turn it right there, I don't know if you can see the outer edge of that C-clip. The C-clip is literally right there. So what I've got is Chris is going to help me push down, because back up a little bit. The only way, tip it up. The only way that I'm having that exposed right now is I'm pushing this rod down, allowing that chamber on the inside to come down so I can even see the C-clip. So once here, I'm going to let up on it. If I let up on this, all that just went away. So what Chris is going to do is he's going to push down for me, and I'm going to push back in on that middle. It's a retainer. That retainer is holding that spring from coming up, and that C-clip is what's holding the retainer from just popping out. So wild design. So this part might be a little harder to show, but Steph's going to do her best as a team. Maybe we have to push it straight up and down, because if we have any kind of angle, it doesn't have to be a lot of pressure, so don't. As long as the clip is exposed here. Okay, so I just pushed the middle down again. And what I used was one spacer and one flathead screwdriver. And if I can find the end of that clip again, I thought I had it in that one spot. Okay, like right about there. I pretty much just got lucky last time. And the Phillips screwdriver, or the small flathead worked good for me. We need maybe a pick tool with more of a 90. Chris is getting a good workout this morning. And light is minimal with the filming, but that's okay. because it's all about the YouTube. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I got it. So can you see that that clip is coming out right there? You can go and come over this way more. Yeah, see that clip coming out? We got it. So check that out. That is the most frustrating part of this whole job, is this. So if you guys can get past this, you guys are gonna be good. So this clip was on the outer lower fork tube. I had to pull this out. So now we can set this down. If you wanna back up just a little bit and kind of zoom out, come this way a little bit, and this way. We can, now I should be able to pull up on this. It was just kind of stuck in there. Pulled up on it, and here's our assembly. So this rod needs to stay up in here. This is what we're gonna take out. So in a minute, we're taking this white spacer out of here, and we're gonna put our black spacer in there. So what I'm gonna do first though, is down inside of here, I'm gonna tip it my way a little bit, and show you guys what's coming out. So this is the spring, and this is the old bushing that we're not going to use. And how we can tell is the new one has like a little Beta logo in the middle of it. So there's the old one. See how it's like CNC'd in the end of there? So don't worry, that's like my cheat way of knowing. And then this is our long spring that's no longer going to be used. So we're going to let this drain over here in the tub. So spring is out. We're done with this portion for now. Okay, so our goal here is to get this spacer inside of here. And Beta, how they want us to do it is from the top. They don't want us, you can slide this up and you can see almost like another C-clip here. They don't have us taking that out. So we're gonna leave this down this way. And this is where that 19mm comes into play. So we're gonna take our cap wrench again, hold on to this. And then we're gonna take our 19. I'm gonna crack it loose. Once it's cracked loose, it'll come right apart. So there's our initial, and then now it's gonna come right apart nicely. So that's coming off. Set it there, and then I'm gonna untwist this. Now keep in mind, there's this rod inside of here. I just kind of left the last one in. Now this nut, make sure you understand that the lip faces up toward the top cap, because I'll show you in a second here. It's threaded all the way on that end, but it's not the other way. So this threading is, okay, threaded all the way, not threaded all the way. So I'm gonna set it right on top of the top cap just like that. We're gonna pull our big spacer off. We're gonna pull the, I don't know, white plastic bushing out. Throw our new spacer in there. Comes down just like that. And then we're gonna put this back on this way. That's all we did, was we did all that work just to get that spacer in there. I'm gonna re-thread this back on, and I'm gonna go all the way down with it. We want it to bottom out, because if we stopped here and put our top cap on, we're not setting the top cap all the way down like it needs to be. So I just ran that down. I'm not gonna like bottom it out hard, but we need to get it all the way down. That way we can thread this all the way on and know that it's on all the way. So spin this on. Okay, it just bottomed out. So that's as far as it wants to go. I guess I didn't need to go quite that far, but for demonstration purposes. And we're gonna retighten this down. Put this on there, on here. Nice and tight. Beta doesn't have a lot of torque specs in this manual, but we've done enough of this stuff that you just want it tight. You don't want to kill it, you don't want to hurt the aluminum threads. So now we got our spacer inside of there, and it's this kind of reverse process from here. So we're gonna take our fork leg, and we can see how much shorter this new spring is. Come on over here, Steph, real quick. You can kind of see the length of the spring there. It's shorter. We're gonna slide it in. It's gonna stop the spring before it goes all the way in, and I'm gonna set that spacer on there and just let it, well, you know, doesn't really matter because last time it did the same thing. And now I'm just gonna have to flip that thing around until it's flat in there. So if I take my nice pick tool here, there it is. It's sitting nice and flat down in there. Oh yeah, good. That's nice. And then we're gonna take this, and that center rod has to push right in the middle down there. So that center rod is right in the middle like it should be. I can set all this right back down in there. We have to guide this in to the lower fork tube. This way isn't quite so stressful because I'm not trying to pick tool the E-clip out. We're just trying to put it back down in. So I'm going to grab our C-clip again. If I don't lose it. Okay, so Chris is going to push down. Go ahead and push down on that from the top. Come on in, Steph, so we can show what we're doing here. Chris is going to push in, and I'm going to kind of push the spacer down in the middle. Can you give it a little bit more? Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, you're good. The spacer's down, and this is where gloves come off. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to use this pick tool and guide this E-clip back down in. It's actually harder than taking it out at the moment because it's like caught up in this upper track. Sorry, Chris. Okay, so guiding it down in. Maybe this little screwdriver will be better. I just need to push it down in. Okay, half of it is in nicely. Okay, it just clicked in. We can keep some pressure on there. We can kind of show it. So that clip is in its groove all the way in down there. Let's kind of, okay, it already rode back up. I didn't push on hard enough, but it's back down in there just like we want it. So all of that is back in, and now we're going to refill this with oil. Now this bike is calling for, can I grab those directions from you? We'll kind of show this on film here. This is the 2-inch lowering kit, and you can see we're going to put 710 cc's back in this thing. So we're going to fill this with oil real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, got our oil back in, and this is where I take some of this little suspension grease, and because this O-ring's already kind of dry, you can kind of see how dry it got just kind of being out. So I'm spinning that with a rod down below, and I just like to put that on there. I just think it's going to seal better for the customer in the long term. So now we're going to slide this up, and then we're going to show you my tighten method. It's just going to be Chris and I holding on to the bottom tube, because keep in mind your upper triple clamp is pinching this tight anyway. So yeah, let's go like this, and we'll go nice and tight. And then, so yeah, now we're really ready to give it like one more little fight there. Once your fingers crack as you're getting older, you know it's tight. I want to hold on to that for a second. And the last thing I do is I starting fluid the outside of this to get all the extra oil residue off. Kind of spin it a little bit here. Now it's nice and clean. So. All right, guys, that's it. That is a lowering kit and a new Beta fork. The deal is I didn't show you the shock, and I won't because I don't do them. So this is the fork portion.